Hello everyone, have you ever found yourself stuck in a pentatonic rut where you keep playing the same licks time and time again? This video will help you to break out of that rut using some ideas that will actually make your playing sound less scaly. Stick around to the end because things get progressively more difficult as we go. By the way, that solo you heard me playing used just pentatonic scales, which was really difficult for me because I was so tempted to use other aspects of my theory knowledge. But it's proof that you can play just a pentatonic scale and do all kinds of things and use the whole neck. This first idea, I call it backwards pentatonic licks or reverse pentatonic licks. I kind of made that name up. But basically I discovered one day by accident, if I was to play a pentatonic scale, let's say a B minor pentatonic scale, but play everything the wrong way round, it sounds great. Let me show you what I mean. That kind of thing. Now what I just did there was I was playing some pentatonic shenanigans, but as I ascended, instead of going first finger to pinky and first to third, I was ascending but doing it backwards. I was going pinky first, third, first, third, first. And when descending, instead of going, say, pinky first, I was doing it the other way around. I was going first, pinky first, pinky. And I was doing legato, so hammer-ons and pull-offs. Let me give you an example of a lick where we can do this. So let's go, say, B minor, pattern 1. And let's do the comfortable stretches. So let's go 9 pulls off to 7. Same on the D, same on the G. And then maybe let's move over to the pattern 2 and go 11 pulls off to 9. Still in pattern 2, we'll go 12 pulls off to 10. Same on the top E. So we've got... Okay, let's do it again. Maybe slide to pattern 3. Coming back, we could go hammer 10 to 12 in pattern 2. Same on the B. 9 to 11 on the G. Move to pattern 1, 7 to 9. Same on the D, same on the A. Maybe we could go 5, 7, pattern 5. And then same on the low string. So I've gone. So now a variation of that idea. What we can do is on the ascending idea like this, which is actually more difficult I find than coming back, what we can do is we can buy ourselves a bit of time and we can pull off and then re-pick. So you get... The next idea is basically intervals called fourths. So here's what a fourth looks like. Sticking with B minor, we can roll this finger back and we've got what's called a perfect fourth, or just a fourth for short. Within the pentatonic scale, there are loads of these opportunities to do this. For example, we could play the root note here, 9 on the D string, and we could roll back a fourth to the G and then come back again. So we've got... We could do the same on the A string. We could even do a series of fourths like this. So what I just did there was I rolled back a fourth from 9 on the G to 9 on the D. Then I did the opposite. I ascended from 7 to 7. 7 on the D that was, to 7 on the G. So I've got... And then I can go D string 9, rolls to 9 on the A. You really got to roll off one string and onto the other to avoid this ringing out sound. So we've got 7, 7. And then this is a third technically. We've got 9 to 10 and then 7, 7 and then some kind of ending. We could do that up here as well. So that was 10, 10, 7, 7, 10, 9, 7, 7. And then here I could roll or just finish on my middle finger. So now you don't have to go down a fourth, up a fourth, down a fourth. You can just go all down or all up. So you could go. I'll do that slowly. That was 10, 10, 7, 7, 10, 9, 7, 7, 9, 9. I could keep going. 7, 7. And so on. The next idea is similar. This is called fifths. Now, fifth is like a power chord, this kind of stretch here. Now, there's a series of fifths within a pentatonic scale. Some of them are obvious, like that. looks like a power chord. This one is less obvious. I can keep going. But it starts to sound like an exercise. I'd rather give you something that you can easily spot within pattern 1. For example, I can go and play this kind of power chord shape. I could do the same on the next string and the next one. I could do a bit of a stretch there, and then I can move over to other patterns. Pattern 2, for example. Pattern 3, 4. And watch what happens when you do a series of these. It sounds kind of different. It doesn't sound very pentatonic, and I actually put some slides in to make it a bit more interesting. So 7, 9, then 7, 9 on the middle 2 strings. I forget what I did, but I think it was this. Slid into 9 to 11, so I'm in pattern 2 now. Then I think I went 9, 12, then 10, 12, and then 12, 14, and now in pattern 3. And of course you can do it in reverse. The next idea I've been kind of doing as we've been going through this, but notice how I've been moving in and out of patterns. I call this playing horizontally. Instead of playing vertically and getting stuck in scale boxes, we can move left and right, up and down the neck. Now, what I would do is, if you don't already know all 5 pentatonic patterns, I would memorize them and check out this video, which I will link up here. This is all about the pentatonic scale. But let's try this in the key of A minor for a second. Let's go pattern 1. So make sure you know that one inside out. And in pattern 2 looks like this: 8, 10, 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 8, 10, 8, 10. And these patterns all kind of interlock. So there's a bit of an overlap, and you can slide in and out of these patterns. So for example, you could go pattern 1, get to 7 here and slide to 9. I'm in pattern 2. And back, maybe here I can slide down to pattern 5. The patterns, by the way, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and back to 1. So it kind of completes a full circle. I could do something like this: pattern 2, slide to 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 1, back to 5, 1, and so on. This next idea is very much a kind of Hendrix-ism, using something called double stops. Double stops are basically 2 notes at once, so it's not technically a chord, but it's, say, part of a chord. And hiding within any pentatonic scale, you've got several of these. Let me show you what they sound like first of all. This kind of thing. This is what Hendrix used to do all the time. So in pattern 1, I could take the G and the B string and flatten one finger across the 5th fret like this. Play those 2 notes. I could hammer the 7th fret on the G string only, allowing the B string to carry on ringing out. So I get, it's a very quick hammer. And then back to those 2 notes there. I could do the same a string thicker on the middle 2 strings. And again a string thicker. And then finish. Or hammer and pull. Pattern 2 is really good for this. So in pattern 2, still in A minor, I can bar the 8th fret and hammer the 10th on the B string only, and come back to those 2 notes. Now on the next 2 strings it's more difficult. You need 7 and 8. Hendrix used to do this kind of thing all the time. So I'm hammering the 9th fret on the G string only. So, and again I can hammer and pull. It's also in pattern 4 up here. You might not think you can sweep pick a pentatonic scale. You actually can, but you have to kind of rearrange it so that there's you're kind of spanning across more frets, and it's really difficult. So a shortcut you can take is just to take little mini sweepable sections of a pentatonic scale. So for example, pattern 1 in A minor has this lovely little part here that's an A minor 7 arpeggio. So I'm playing 7 on the D, 5 on the G, 5 on the B, and 8 on the B. Okay, so if you're not familiar with sweeping, I've done a video all about that as well. Check out the link here. And if you are familiar, remember what you do with sweeping is you don't pick them conventionally, you don't sort of hop from string to string, you push through. So you push through from one string and land on the next one, ready to push through again. So I get down, 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 and then up. I could reverse that. Down, up, up, up. And again, I'm not hopping, I'm pulling. In pattern 2, we've got this lovely little C major arpeggio here. We've got 10, 9, 8, 8. You don't have to do all 4 strings, you can just do this little staircase of notes here. That kind of thing. All go all the way to the top. Pattern 4's got a nice one as well. I've got an A minor 7 arpeggio right under my hand here, which is 14, 13, 12, 15. And reverse, 15, move it down, and then up, up, up. Now, when I decided to make this video, I was going to talk about sequences within the pentatonic scale, but I might have to do another video on that because there's so many of them. So stick around for my future videos and I'll get around to doing that. Anyway, I hope that was useful to you. If so, please click like and subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.